sound small. In fact, they sound pretty substantial. And they act even bolder than that. We know because at Westfield, we insure them and help them grow. So thank you, go-getters, for inspiring us. And sorry, excuses. We can't hear you over the sound of all that doing. Hear more at westfieldinsurance.com.
The Cavaliers and Huntington are teaming up for the 31st year to award 10 high school seniors $2,000 college scholarships. Graduating seniors must submit a 500-word essay, a high school transcript, perform a high level of service, ACT and SAT scores, as well as one letter of recommendation from a faculty member. For more info or to download an application, visit cavs.com/community. Applications must be received by February 11, 2022.
The best Browns coverage this Sunday. Our countdown to kickoff starts at 9 a.m. on WTAM 1100.
Cavaliers up 86-72 here at the Staples Center. 4:04 to go. Let's recap it for you and bring you our game summary. It's presented by Betway. Cavs got off to a great start. They led 23-14 at the end of one. They pushed that lead out to 15 in the second quarter of play, 38-23, before the Clippers rallied late in the second, cut the deficit down to 7 at the half at 47-40. Clippers kept coming in that third quarter of play. Cavaliers would stave them off. Cavs actually outscored LA in that third, 25-24, to take an 8-point lead into the fourth. And they've extended that lead out to 14 here in the final period. Cavs have never trailed. That's our game summary, presented by Betway. Love off the timeout. Love hands it off to Sexton. 4 on the clock, 3 on the clock. Sexton against George. George poked it away. And Sexton with a desperation shot right of the circle. George deflected it. Shot clock violation. Will give it back to the Clippers.
Yeah, give the Clippers credit. They came out of timeout. They know they needed a stand. If they're going to make a move, it's got to be right now. That defensive stand might have helped them.
3:45 to go. The Clippers are pretty much in a position, Jim, where they have to score almost every possession from here on out, down 14. Here's Man out front. Man against Rubio. He'll shoot a 3 over Ricky. Miss it. Rebound grab by Kevin Love.
I like it. Another contested shot.
Hands it off to Rubio. Rubio into the forecourt. Cavaliers will play some clock now, leading by 14 with 3:15 to go. Rubio in the center circle. Ricky Rubio still on that dribble. Now he holds up, hands it off to Sexton. 4 on the clock, 3 on the cloat. Sexton to the baseline, float, scores! Nothing but net for Colin Sexton on a floater.
He can do that.
And the Cavs have their biggest lead of the night with under 3 minutes to go. 88-72. Man, right corner 3 ball, drained it. So Terrence Mann answers with a 3. But we're down to 2:45 to go, and the Cavs have a 13-point lead. Rubio again will take some time off the clock and settle the offense as he brings it to the forecourt. Rubio at the half-court line. Rubio to the right side. Rubio now picked up by Batum, comes under the basket, out front Sexton. Sexton tried to lob it to Allen, and Allen didn't see it coming, and it went out of bounds.
And it's your fault. He had the right idea, but he caught the ball in his rhythm, and Sexton can make that shot. Don't be afraid to make a play that involves you. Take the shot.
Sexton had a wide open 3 and passed it up.
Yeah, just take your shot, young fella. Take your shot. You shooting everything else, take this shot.
Into the forecourt comes Mann. Lob on the right side to Hartenstein. Hartenstein flips it out front to Mann. 10 on the shot clock. Mann into the lane. Floater off the glass is good.
That's all right.
Terrence Mann with 5 quick points. Cavs lead down to 11 at 88-77, but we are under 2 minutes to go here at the Staples Center. Darius Garland will check in at the next break for the Cavaliers.
Need a basket, too.
Rubio against Hartenstein. Rubio into the lane. Fires left side to Stevens. He'll shoot a 3. Miss it off the front of the rim. No good. Rebound grab by Mann. Mann up the left side. Man picked up by Rubio. Man gets by Ricky. Man to the baseline. Floats. Misses. Rebound Allen. Quickly to Stevens. Stevens
hold it.
into the forecourt. Will slow it down and hand it off to Rubio. Lob underneath the Mobley. Pow! With two hands. And Mobley may have just put the finishing touches on this one. The Cavs by 13 with under a minute and a half to go. Hartenstein, right side. Kennard, three. No. Rebound grab by Lamar Stevens. And the folks are heading to the exits here at the Staples Center. Cavaliers up by 13. Jim, the last time the Cavs trailed in a ball game was 7-6 to Denver on Monday night.
I don't remember the last time they beat the Clippers out here. I really don't.
Sexton with a three, no good. Rebound Mobley, put it up, no, but Evan got fouled. So Evan Mobley got fouled. And this will be a happy homecoming for Evan. And he'll get to do it again on Friday night. And the Cavaliers will be right back here at the Staples Center to take on the Lakers. Mobley, the line left. Rattled that first one in. The Cavs never trailed in this ball game. And as I mentioned to Jim, the last time the Cavs trailed was early in the first quarter in Denver when the Nuggets were up 7-6. How about that to start a for the first two games to start a 5-game road swing?
Tim, it goes even deeper than that. I don't remember the last time we beat the Clippers out here. I really don't. Kurt, maybe you can look it up for us, but it's been a while. This is a big game. This is they've strung 3 in a row against playoff teams.
Yes, they have. Mobley hit them both. Cavaliers with a 92-77 lead. And again, Jim, what a defensive performance. Hartenstein run of the lane with a little hook shot that's good for Isaiah, his first 2 points. But it's academic now as J.B. Bickerstaff and Tyronn Lue have both emptied the benches. Kevin Pangos in the game for the Cavaliers.
Be nice to keep him under 80.
Pangos is dribbling at the base of the center circle. Pangos to the left side. Pangos into the lane. Floats. Left it short. Rebound Hartenstein. Hartenstein is going to dribble it up. And the Clippers may run out the clock right here. Hartenstein isn't being guarded. Well, now Dylan Windler says, I'll come over and take a look at you. Hartenstein doesn't shoot the layup, and that will do it. Final score. The Cavaliers win their 3rd straight game as they knock off the Los Angeles Clippers 92-79 here at the Staples Center. For the Cavs, they are now 3-2 on the year and 2-1 on the road, and those 2 wins have come consecutively against Denver and the Clippers here tonight. And for the Clippers, they dropped to 1-3 on the season, and their home mark is now 1-2. Cavaliers win it. Jim, we're going to hear from Kevin Love in a moment, but let's talk about our Rocket Mortgage Built for Success presented by Rocket Mortgage.
Well, it was a total team effort, and it fundamentally was based on their defense. Their defense controlled the pace of this game. They were giving the Clippers, for the most part, one shot, which allowed them to dictate if they wanted to speed the game up or slow it down. The Clippers never got into it.
Well, there is Kevin Love waiting at the scorer's table to join us here on the post-game show. K-Love, I'll tell you what, man, we had a talk earlier today, and you pegged it. You said we're going to come out and give ourselves a good shot here tonight. What a defensive effort to topple this Clipper team 92-79. Talk about it.
You know, it's unbelievable. I mean, you guys see it out there, how we're really putting emphasis on the defensive end. We're not only talking it, but we're walking it out there. And that starts with the first unit. They came out super aggressive on both sides of the ball, and that's what we talked about this morning. We were going to put Paul George into some really tough shots, and he's a superstar. I mean, he's a guy that, you know, you can only hope to contain him, one of those guys. So we did a great job on him, and I'm just proud of our guys, both these games on the road. I mean, we came out a tough one in Memphis on the road, but now West Coast swing, we've done a great job of going out there and defensively really putting the onus on that. And tonight, I thought we were awesome on the defensive end.
Well, Kevin, I just want to commend you on your effort, because the leadership that you've shown, it's not easy to play as many great seasons as you have had, and to come out here and still have enthusiasm and lead this team. The strength of this team has been that big front line and the bench play, and you veterans coming off the bench. Talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, Isaac was down, so Ricky stepped up. Myself, we had other guys throughout our lineup that did the same, but it's been a next man up type mentality. I mentioned last year, obviously we had a lot of guys out, but at our full strength now, it's that next man up mentality, and we celebrate each other. We want the next guy to do great, and that's what is infectious about this team. So, we're going to go into the locker room, and it's going to, we're going to take this in tonight. We're going to celebrate, but it's really going to be, what's Friday going to look like for us? Right. We have that growth mindset, and I just couldn't be happier for these guys and how they've, just displayed so much focus, these first 5 games. We're 3-2. We could feel like we let 1 or 2 slip away in that, but again, growth mindset. We just want to keep getting better every single day. We're going to get in practice tomorrow, see where we can get better. We have a very tough Lakers team on Friday, but very happy with everybody that played tonight.
Kevin, final question for you. Veteran guy, you've been on championship-level basketball teams, but how exciting is it for you as a veteran to see these young guys grow and develop and just mature right before your eyes?
It's amazing. I mean, we have that starting lineup is, average age, mean age of 22 or less, but you're seeing them take major strides, major steps. They love playing together. We have great communication. We're letting what we do on the offensive end be dictated by what we do on the defensive end. It's just a beautiful thing to watch these guys grow up. We're only in our first 5 games. I'm excited to see what happens the next 4, 6, 8 weeks, and hopefully we can really take off.
I'm so proud of you, Kevin.
I appreciate it, Jones. My guy.
Good stuff. Thanks Kevin. Kevin Love joining us here on the post-game show. The Cavs with 2 straight wins on the road, 3 overall to get to 3-2 on the year as they dropped the Clippers 92-79 here at the Staples Center. So that's going to do it here from Los Angeles, because Mike Snyder and Brad Sellers have a lot to talk about on the post-game show. So many people to thank. The executive producer of the Cavaliers Radio Network is Dave Dombrowski. Dynamic duo back in the studios of Marty Allen and Kurt McLaughlin. Jim Jones, a great big thank you to you. And, of course, the biggest thanks goes to you, the listeners. Hope you enjoyed it. How couldn't you? Cavs win it 92-79. And tonight's Cavaliers-Clippers matchup along the Cavaliers Radio Network brought to you by Goodyear, celebrating the drive that moves you forward. Goodyear, proud partner of the Cavs, by Sherwin-Williams, the official paint and coatings partner of the Cavaliers. By First Energy, your hometown energy team. By Huntington, earlier access to your pay. Extra cash on standby. This is how Huntington reinvents banking. And by SeatGeek, get your seat in a seat. I'll be back with you again Friday night right here at the Staples Center. We're coming back Friday as the Cavaliers take on the Los Angeles Lakers. The Huntington Tip-Off Show will come your way at 10 o'clock, and they'll get it rolling here at the Staples Center at 10:30. So until then, Tim Alcorn saying once again, thank you very much for listening. And from the Staples Center in Los Angeles, so long, everybody.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Genesis. The Last Dominoes. Coming to Cleveland this November. Tony Banks, Phil Collins, Mike Rutherford. Genesis. Live at Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse, November 30th. The Icons return. Tickets on sale now at rocketmortgagefieldhouse.com. Genesis. Presented by EMC.
Our guys are fed up. If you listen to them and you talk to them, they want to win basketball games.
We got to hold each other accountable. I feel like we got to make sure we're doing what's supposed to and know that it's coming from a good place.
We want to be better. We want to be winning more games. We want to be fighting towards the end of the season with the eye on the postseason.
Cleveland Cavaliers basketball with Tim Alcorn and Jim Jones on the Cavaliers Radio Network was brought to you locally by Cleveland Clinic. What's your hope for the future of healthcare? Share your idea at clevelandclinic.org/centennial. And by Toyota. For all Toyota offers, go to buyatoyota.com. This is WTAM Cleveland, 1100 AM and 106.9 FM, home of the Cavs. Talk about the game now with Mike Snyder on the post-game call-in show. Your complete game recap on the Cleveland Cavaliers Radio Network. Get on board now. Call 216-420-2700 or toll free 1-800-474-TALK.
Ricky Rubio still on that dribble. Now he holds up, hands it off to Sexton. 4 on the clock, 3 on the clock. Sexton to the baseline, float, scores! Nothing but net for Colin Sexton on a floater.
He can do that.
And the Cavs have their biggest lead of the night with under 3 minutes to go. 88-72.
Cavaliers a winner in L.A., 92-79. They defeat the Clippers tonight. 3 wins in a row, and they get the first 2 games of the road trip. And they do it impressively, really leading wire to wire. They scored the first 2 points of the game. Clippers got the next 2, but never led. And the Cavs go on and get an impressive victory for the second straight night on the road. And the Cavs now at 3-2. And this one was decisive again tonight, similar to what they did to Denver. And they really put the clamps on the Clippers all night long. Clippers were just 35% shooting, 9 of 41 in three-point shooting. And Paul George in tonight's game had just 12 points on 6 of 20 from the field. Glad to have you with us, Mike Snyder, along with Brad Sellers. This is the post-game show, and it's presented in part by Sherwin-Williams, the official paint and coatings partner of the Cleveland Cavaliers. Brad, there was a lot to like again for the Cavaliers tonight, wasn't there?
There was, and it really started with the energy, defensive energy in the first half. Mike carried over into the second half, and I just like the way that we got after it from the beginning of the game starting. Sexton, fantastic. Kevin Love, again, solid off the bench. Ricky Rubio's leadership off the bench, and then look at Mobley. Mobley, he's just getting better. He's just getting better, and he's playing within himself. And it just seems to be spreading around the entire team, Mike.
Well, there's just a lot to really talk about. You know, you mentioned Mobley playing in front of the family and friends. Sometimes that can be
tough.
You do too much. He didn't shoot it well, 3 of 10, but he had, at the end of the night, though, he's got a double-double, 12 points, 10 boards, couple of blocks. I mean, this is just a nightly occurrence for him. And again, the Cavs bench, Love with 10 points, 10 boards. And Ricky Rubio, what an addition he's been. It's just fun to watch right now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been great to see that this early energy is paying off dividends to us. So we got out on this road trip not knowing how it was going to shake out. We got the first 2 games under our belt and first 2 wins. Now we got a chance to, come back with the